Very often you have your funnel ready, your landing page is up, and you are ready to roll off those ads and get going. And you think that's it. Your CEO is going to be impressed, your CFO will give everybody a bonus, you'll have people banging on your door asking for your product and all sorts of awesome things. But then a few months pass by and you see the leads. They are there, but not as many as you expected. After some time, sales also starts complaining about the bad leads. Your CEO is unhappy because marketing cannot hit its targets. Your ads don't seem to be getting you leads. That sweet HR girl doesn't look at you anymore. Hey, I know that sucks, but that's not what we're talking about here. So we just started doing podcast for one of our clients, Nat, and things seem to be working very well. Our customers are showing us that they like the content that we are putting out, and things seem very much aligned inside of our company. But this wasn't always the case, especially when I just started out. I struggled with everything. I was planning all the details, but somehow I knew that no matter what I did, nothing seemed to be moving forward. So if that's the case with you right now, keep watching. I'll help you understand exactly why that happens, the 3 mistakes that every marketer out there is making right now, and what you can do to fix it. These might not be your general popular advice on the internet, but I'm 100% sure that these are going to help. The first is the focus on execution. When marketers start out their roles in companies, they're very much concerned about executing things. Yes, I know everybody wants to show quick wins. I'm not against any of them. Getting your quick wins should be on your priority list. But what's more important when you've just joined a company is building relationships with the CMO, the CEO, the CFO, and other people in your team. You have to reach out to these people and talk about mundane everyday things. Talk about what food they like, how are their kids, what motivates them to come to work, etc., etc. You have to spend time building these relationships. Of course, this depends on whether you are an individual contributor inside of a company or you are in a leadership position. If you are an individual contributor, you might want to figure out how the company works. What are our goals for the quarter? How is the company planning to achieve them, etc. Because it's not so much about what you are doing. It's about how what you're doing contributes to the larger goals of the company. If you are in a leadership position, then go and build rapport with the leader of sales, the leader of finance, your CEO, and others. Building these relationships is very important because to truly bring about a change, you have to talk about awkward things. Things that are often pushed under the rug and questions about what is really getting in the way of moving the company forward. And none of this will happen if people think that they cannot trust you or they cannot be vulnerable around you. And to put it another way, to do exceptionally well as a marketer, you have to become a business professional who executes marketing rather than being just a marketer who's going about doing marketing things. And businesses are all about people. It's that simple and that complicated. So slow down a bit. And if you're just starting out, or even if you've been working in the company for a while and you haven't taken out the time to build those relationships, then now might be a good time. Hey, I put a lot of effort into making these videos. So if you're new here, please consider subscribing. I release a new video every Wednesday and Sunday to help marketers grow their tech companies. The second is focus on leads. It's unfortunate that in most companies, the marketing team's behaviors, actions, and metrics are set up in a way that incentivize them to do digital sales in marketing channels. That is very direct response. Get me the leads today so that the sales team can close the leads tomorrow. And there's a good place for that. You need to capture demand to meet your short-term goals. But in the long run, what will really help you move the needle forward is thinking about long-term strategies. Long-term strategies that are more focused on creating demand and not just capturing it. Creating demand takes time. And if you've just started your company, then maybe you need to do a lot of digital sales in order to hit your goals. And hey, if you are in that phase, more power to you. Go ahead and do what you need to do. But trust me, the leadership always sets arbitrary revenue goals that have no grounding in reality whatsoever. From what I've seen, most companies are not in that position, but they'll still incentivize their marketing teams to only do digital sales and not do any real marketing. They'll never send gift cards to customers, hey, because why waste money? They'll never post on LinkedIn because, hey, it's too tough. They'll never start that podcast because you cannot really show leads for that. And they'll never do anything for the long run. Things that are more focused on creating demand rather than just capturing it. Because one, it takes time. 6 months at the minimum to show you any significant results. And second, and most importantly, your attribution software will not help you understand where you're getting your leads from. So you might be putting out videos like these to customers every day, your prospects consume it and skip over. 2 months down the line, maybe they are faced with the same problem, they remember your brand, they Google your name, come to your website and make a purchase. But HubSpot or whatever attribution software you're using will give all the credit to Google. So the CEO of the company 2 weeks down the line will decide to shut out these YouTube videos and give more budget to the SEO person. And then your customers can only find your product when they are actively looking for something. So once again, you're only focused on capturing demand and not creating any. And when customers are actively looking for something, they might choose not to go with your brand because you're not the one who educated them on the problem. You were not the one who came to them at the start of their buying journey. And they don't trust you as much as the company who did because you were only focused on capturing demand and not creating it. So let customers do self-reported attribution. Ask them in the onboarding process where did they hear about your company. And stop obsessing over leads or digital sales. And do some real marketing. Because when you do that and get it to work, you stack your growth, hit compounding gains, and get results that outpace digital sales forever. The third is only selling to customers. What the heck? She first said don't focus on execution. Then she said don't focus on leads. And now she's saying don't sell to customers. Who are we supposed to sell to then? Yes, selling to customers is important, but what is more important is selling your vision internally inside of the company. Because tactics can be taken care of. Someone or the other will take care of the ads. You'll get the leads and the customers you're looking for will come. But what's more important for a marketer is to slice and dice the data to present a narrative and sell it inside of the company. If you're doing real marketing, at least in the sense I mentioned in the previous point, then you have to create demand and not just focus on capturing it. And that takes time and patience. You have to look at it in a long-term window. My friend Jeremy posted about this on LinkedIn a few days back. He mentioned that building a brand takes patience and time. And you have to look at it in a long-term window, as I just mentioned. And my 2 cents on that was, yes, that's true. But most marketers who are very capable of building a great brand will never get there if that's all they are concerned about doing. And by that, I meant that, yes, you have to focus on short-term goals as well as long-term goals. And you can't completely do away with digital sales. But also, you have to sell the vision internally as to why doing the long-term strategies is important. And you really cannot move the company forward in any significant way if you're not doing that. I always tell marketers that if you're getting fired because the leadership cannot understand what you're trying to do here, then it's totally your fault.
You brought those guys out there. This is your responsibility.
You have to learn how to build a narrative and sell the vision internally. So those are the 3 things I had for you. Don't only focus on execution, don't only focus on leads, and most importantly, don't only sell. Oh, it's that. Just give me a minute. Hey! Yeah, the podcast is coming along great. What? Analytics? But it's only been 3 weeks, right? Just